Okay, I don't know what people will think about this, but this is not really a how to draw video, although I will be drawing in it. The main purpose of this video is actually to reply to some of the messages that I've had. Anyone who sent me a message in the last several weeks will be like, dude, how come you never reply to your messages? And, well, you can see the reason right here in this video. I'm just hustling to get work done. Don't mind that. That's just the pencil sharpener. Anyway, so I thought I could maybe do two things at the same time here, get a little bit of work done, but then also respond to some of these messages that I've had lately. There's one in particular from one of my subscribers named Sophie that I've been meaning to reply to, but the problem is, not only, even if I had the time, lately YouTube is not letting me post comments on people's channels or reply, send messages, all of that stuff. I don't know if anyone else has had this problem, but I get this sort of like authorization error message, and I'm not allowed to do it. So anyway, Sophie, if you're out there, I wanted to reply to you. You asked a question about how come in Miki Falls book 1 and 2, in the first book, Miki is talking to her friend Yumi, and Yumi is like, you know, my boyfriend Kazu is far from my ideal, you know, and so later on in the second book, Miki is like trying really hard to save their relationship. Her friend Yumi, the girl, and her boyfriend Kazu, Miki is trying very hard to keep them from breaking up. And so Sophie asked, why is that such a big deal to her if she already knew that the two of them didn't get along all that well, and that you know, that they were not ideally suited for one another? Why was it such a big deal? And I guess I just thought that, you know, Miki, as a good friend, could not bear to see her best friend Yumi, her relationship, fall apart, you know, even if it wasn't a perfect relationship. She wanted to do everything she could to save it. But thanks for that question, Sophie, and sorry that I have not been able to reply to it until now. I hope you watch this video and catch that reply. Hang on a second, I'm going to put this on pause and see what other messages I have to reply to. Oh, here's one thing that I just wanted to mention. A lot of people are like, dude, you're not pronouncing Naruto right. You know, you're pronouncing the name wrong. And it's kind of funny because I lived in Japan for 2 years, and I actually speak Japanese fairly well. I mean, I can start speaking Japanese right now. 例えば、日本語だったらこの風に話せるよ。そんなに難しくないよ。So I can pronounce Naruto, you know, pretty much the way they do in Japan. But I just feel weird when people are in the middle of an English sentence and they say something like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Naruto." That sounds very show-offy to me, and that's why, I don't know, I try to stay in one language, and that's why I say this sort of deliberately American-sounding Naruto. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I should just switch to saying Naruto all the time, who knows. Anyway, I wanted to point that out, because someone else was also saying, shouldn't it be Sasuke and not Sasuke? Anyway, rest assured, folks, I do know how to pronounce things in Japanese when I put my mind to it. Let's see if there's another thing I can reply to. Oh, here's a good one. One of, I don't know if it's a subscriber or not, but somebody named Angel7 Slayer said, you ought to sell them online, you know, you ought to sell copies of Miki Falls online. And, you know, I don't personally sell them online, but if you go to my channel and look inside that first box at the top with the sort of channel info or whatever in it, I got a link there that takes you straight to the Amazon page where you can get Miki Falls online. You know, sad to say that's the only guaranteed place you're going to find it, because think about it, you know, any bookstore, there are just thousands now, thousands upon thousands of different manga titles. There is really no way that any one store can have all of them. It's just not possible. And, you know, I'm kind of struggling to get my book in there. I've seen it for sure in some places, even in like a mall. bookstore, and you know, in the mall, the bookstores really have even less space, you know, than a freestanding store. But it's really just hit and miss. If you want a guaranteed shot at buying Miki Falls, and thank you if you do, online is going to be the way to go. And like I said, on my channel, you can find a link right there that takes you straight to the Amazon place. Hang on, I'll hit the pause again and see if I can answer another question. Well, I just got a message today, just like a couple of hours ago or whatever, asking me what computer program do I use for coloring. That's an interesting question, because the full color, I mean, if that's what you mean by full color illustrations, most of the time I'm doing that all by hand, like you see in these videos. It's only when I do black and white illustrations like this one here that will eventually be scanned in. That's when I use a program, Photoshop, to do gray toning, which, you know, in a way can be considered coloring. It's, you know, using gray and different shades of it. So Photoshop is my program, pretty much the only program I know, really. I mean, that I know how to use personally for doing that kind of stuff. And every once in a while I do color stuff in using Photoshop. But, yeah, that answers that question, hopefully. Hang on, I'll get to another one. Somebody asked me what kind of watercolors I use. And it's kind of funny, you know, I go into the store. I'm not super picky about this stuff. I go into the store, the art store, and I pretty much just get what I can, the cheapest kind, you know. But I can tell you this right now. One of them is Winsor & Newton. That's probably not going to be showing up there. The big word here, Cotman, that might be the variety of it. But this is actually Winsor & Newton. And then this one is Grumbacher. I think these are cheaper. I could be wrong. Anyway, you know, either one of those should be fine for you if you want to get into doing watercolor. I guess I could just quickly say a word about what I'm doing here. I don't want to make this totally just a talking video with no information in it at all. I just wanted to point out that I've switched now from using black Prismacolor. That's what I was using to do the dark outlines, black Prismacolor. People keep asking again and again, what pencils are you using? So I keep trying to get this information out there. Prismacolor, black, that's what that really dark line is. And then these lines here, these are just a Dixon Ticonderoga, which is the kind of pencil that I grew up with, very common. It's not a bad pencil, but you know, any pencil that you're comfortable with, that you're used to, that's the pencil you should be using, you know. Don't let somebody like me, and I just want to say in general, all of the stuff in my videos is not supposed to be like, this is the way to do it. No way, man. No way. I am very aware of the fact that I'm no expert on this stuff. I just noticed that, you know, there people out there want to learn how to draw these characters. There seem to be very few videos where someone actually talked and gave you some tips, you know, on how to do this stuff. So that's why I started doing this. And please don't anybody think that I'm like, that I think I'm some hotshot expert on how to draw manga, because I'm certainly not. Just trying to, you know, share what I know, what little I do know, and hope it's useful for some of you. Anyway, let's see if I can answer another question. One of my subscribers, Furuba Lover 96, I hope I'm saying that right, asked me what is my favorite anime. And for me, my very favorites are the Miyazaki films, especially the stuff from the time of Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. Both of those films are just fantastic. They blow my mind. So yeah, I'm very old school that way, I guess. That's my favorite stuff. But I'm getting into some of the more recent stuff too. Well, sadly, I think I'm down to the end of my time on this one. I think I may, you know, if people like me to do this kind of reply stuff, I may do more. But that's it for now. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back with a real proper how to draw video next time. Thanks again.